What's going on, everyone? It is the Ketch back for another video on the channel, and today it is the Ketchup episode number 5, the all things football podcast slash show slash YouTube video, where I talk about more or less all the drama and all the things happening in the world of football. So anyway, we begin with Liverpool's goal-glut demolition of Bournemouth on the weekend. It was a 9-0 victory for at the time, the winless Reds. But they finally got a victory on the board. Goals to Luis Diaz, Roberto Firmino, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Fabio Carvalho, Harvey Elliott, who else scored? Virgil van Dijk, and I think there was an own goal in there as well. Capped off what was a very comprehensive win, and it's actually joint record for the highest actual Premier League win. Joint with Man United, who also beat Southampton 9-0, and Leicester, who also beat Southampton 9-0. So unfortunately in the Premier League era, no team has actually reached double digits. I think you have to go back to 1984 to find the last team to win by double digits. So it's a bit of history there for you. But yeah, it was a fantastic win for Liverpool, and it moves them up the table, finally getting some points on the board. Still no midfielder signed, but at least we got a win on the board. The only annoyance I have with Liverpool, even though they won 9-0, is the fact that Mo Salah did not score or assist. Now, for those of you who play Fantasy Premier League, you probably had Salah, you probably had him captained, and you probably were tearing your hair out when he didn't score or assist, because I was the same as well. In hindsight, I probably should have captain Trent Alexander-Arnold because he got me 17 points. But nevertheless, speaking of Trent Alexander-Arnold, his goal was the highlight of the game, a thunderbolt from about 30 yards which nestled right into the top corner of the Bournemouth net. It was a fantastic strike, such a fantastic strike that I don't think even the keeper saw it coming. I mean, his positioning was terrible. But speaking of bad positioning, it just happens when, just one of those days for the Bournemouth keeper. He just couldn't get anything. He saved a couple of Salah shots, but just couldn't keep it going. And the eventual score of 9-0 pretty much summed it up. Liverpool were rampant, Bournemouth were rubbish, and that's just it really. Speaking of 9-0, that wasn't the only 9-0 of the weekend. Celtic also won 9-0 over, I believe it was Dundee United in the Scottish League, which is a fantastic win for Celtic and good old Ange Postecoglou. If you couldn't tell already, I am Australian and Ange is Australian, so fantastic work from Ange in the Scottish League. Weirdly enough, Liverpool beating Bournemouth 9-0 also spawned a meme from Southampton FC's Twitter page. It's the Spider-Man meme. I'll pop it up on the screen for you now. And essentially, they posted this meme more or less after the Liverpool game, and it just sent social media into a frenzy. It was very funny. It shows that a lot of football clubs have a lot of funny personalities within their club. Anyway, moving on. Steven Gerrard, current manager of Aston Villa, is in a bit of a pickle at the moment. They lost to West Ham at home over the weekend, and Gerrard has now, I think he's lost 3 of the 4 games he's played so far this season. He might have drawn one. He's definitely won one against Everton. But yeah, it's not a good start for Stevie G. And when he was asked if he could get Aston Villa back to winning ways again, he said this.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
So anyway, hopefully Stevie G can keep Villa going and get them winning again, because they've got a decent team. And they're quite a historical English team as well, so it'd be quite sad if they were to sack him and go down. But stranger things have happened. I didn't think they'd ever get relegated, but they got relegated a couple years ago. Actually, a couple years ago. It's more like 6 years ago. Gee, that's been a long time. Anyway, moving over to the European League, or the other European leagues, if you will. In Spain, Barcelona won 4-0. Robert Lewandowski scoring 2 goals, including a cheeky little backheel clip over the keeper, which was a beautiful sight. I think Luis Suarez scored a similar goal a couple of years ago. But that was fantastic for Barcelona. They seem to be working very well under new manager Xavi. I say he's new manager, he's been there quite a while now. But But yeah, Xavi has them ticking, which is fantastic for Barcelona. But let's see, can they match the mighty Real Madrid this season? Time will tell. Still early days. The last thing I would like to say on this week's podcast, or video, if you will, was a result I saw in the Bundesliga. Now, if you'll bear with me, I will check this result so I'm not telling lies. Yes, so in the Bundesliga, Werder Bremen played at home to Frankfurt, and the game ended up 4-3 to Frankfurt. In the end, it was a very topsy-turvy game. The ex-Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund player Mario Götze started the scoring, and then it sort of went back and forth. It was 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, and then eventually Frankfurt got 4-2 ahead just after the resumption of the second half, and kept it like that until Nicholas Füllkrug scored a 92nd minute penalty. But unfortunately, they could not get a fourth goal, and in the game 4-4. But that was the most exciting result of the week, in my opinion. Anyway, lads and lasses, that is the end of this week's catch-up video. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next video in a very, very short while. Thank you. Bye.